I want to start off showing you what this looks like, how the show starts off. If you're familiar with any of their shows, Tom Goes to the Mayor or Tim and Eric, Awesome Show, Great Job. Is that what it's called? I always get confused now.
Great Job,
Patrick
Awesome,
Michael.
I think.
Yeah, it's so... Patrick Michael really messed me up with that.
Yeah.
But if you've seen any of the shows and you know what this is, and I kind of realized as I was going through the show and watching it, it's someone just jiggling keys. That's all their comedy is at all times. It's just like, whoa, wacky, whoa, what's going on? Look over there, now look over here, whoa, everything's nuts. And the drops, people complain about the Drew and Mike show, my brother included, about the drops. Holy shit. The drops on the show. So they got two guys back there behind Tim, both Doug and Vic. Both have boards, and they're both going fucking nuts with it.
And we have no guests today. We have cleared the slate because I just want to be with my Trinity, Doug and Vic.
Thanks for coming.
And the captain. And by the way, good morning, Doug.
Good morning.
What's up, everybody?
I didn't say. Oh, good morning, Vic.
What's up, everybody?
And I wanted to do this. I talked to Vic and Doug about this.
Okay. Now, this show, I was watching on YouTube. I assume you watched a couple episodes on YouTube as well.
I did.
They don't have a ton of views. They only have 17.6 thousand subs, which I was surprised by because Tim Heidecker's been a celebrity for a long time, a comedian for a long time. And I thought, wow, this is a very small audience. And I was thinking about it. I go, well, he's never really matured. So as the people who like him, as his fans mature, and he keeps doing the same thing, it's kind of like the Tom Green thing. We're like, yeah, I don't really like that anymore. I like more sophisticated humor at this point.
I remember, I think it was around COVID or something. He went like crazy left and got really obnoxious on Twitter, I think politically. And I was just like, isn't that what I want from this guy?
He got a little case of the Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Back in 2016, 2017. And really lost his mind over all that kind of shit. But I'm watching the show, and I don't see that there's a lot of people watching it. So I assume that they've kind of don't have a huge audience. Then they talk about the Patreon, and they explain what you can get on the Patreon. Because, I should mention, this episode I watched, the most recent one, they're about to go on tour with his band. Well, I should say, he's on tour with this thing called The Two Tims, featuring Tim Heidecker and the Very Good Band, along with his No More Bullshit stand-up character. So I think he goes out, does this character that he does, we'll talk more about, his stand-up thing, and then his band plays. So they're about to go out on tour. They're going to take a little hiatus from the show, and they're talking about that.
And then before you know it, we'll be back. So join patreon.com/officehourslive to make sure you don't miss any. And then, by the way, if you're a patron, when Vic and I are on the road, you don't think we're going to be jumping online and sharing exclusive videos and we're going to try to schedule. We are going to. I shouldn't say try. There is no try. It's my Yoda. We are going to do a few, one, if not two, Zoom hangs. So that all that means is it'll be like you're on a Zoom call with me and Vic. It's basically the show. From the bus or backstage or wherever the hell we are.
Always making content.
Is a Zoom hang making content? Because I'm working way too fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
If I should just be doing Zoom hangs. I wish someone would record one of these Zoom hangs, please.
There's a lot of... I think mostly this show is throwing shit at the wall.
Yes.
And I'll be fair. Sometimes it sticks. Sometimes it hits with me. But even...
I had my moments as well.
Even the Adult Swim days, I was just like, this is just absurd.
Yes.
And then other times it was like, all right, pretty funny.
All right. So this is what I wanted to point out because I kind of went through this educational phase before the show today where I went, okay, everyone's over Tim. It was funny 15, 17 years ago. People aren't into it anymore. And then he's talking about this tour that he's doing, and they're coming to Niagara Falls on August 12th. And Rapids Theater, I've been there before. So I go and check that. I'm like, I wonder if there's tickets available. Very few. Oh, okay.
Good for him.
I go to their Patreon. 6,500 members bringing in almost $28,000 a month. That's better than ours.
Terrific.
I went, well, that's interesting. So maybe this is more people listening to a show than watching a show. You know, we started out audio only, and we still have a much bigger audience listening to the show than watching the show on YouTube. So I guess I got to give him the benefit of the doubt there because it seems like they do have a following. People do like his band or whatever the hell he's doing. And he did put out a comedy special back in 2020, a stand-up special. And I actually went to a show we've talked about before, Hollywood Handbook.
Oh, no.
He was on with those guys promoting the show. So we're going to find out what his stand-up special is. Because you think about Tim and the absurdity of his comedy. You go, well, how's he going to do stand-up? And I've seen Tom Green. Again, back to Tom Green. I've seen him do stand-up. He's pretty good. He was able to transition away from just ridiculousness to writing jokes. So this is, by the way, the guys from Hollywood Handbook. This is Hayes and Sean. They're terrible at this. I know they have a big audience. I still can't understand it. We need to get back into them sometime soon. But the way they ask him about his special is the worst way to ask possibly.
There's like the personal stuff, but there's also like really, really big like business stuff happening right now. You, Tim, have
big
the
moves.
Stand-up. You have the special out.
The special is out.
It's out. It's on YouTube.
What is that like, releasing something like that? It's out there now. Is it like, and now it's like kind of not yours anymore, and you're watching other people have their experiences with it? Like, what is that? And
I mean,
how is he watching other people have their experience with it? The dumbest question, and you can tell they've written no notes down. The guy's just ad-libbing, which they're terrible at. We'll get into that. But listen to this answer from Tim first.
the honest truth is we did that special like a few years ago. A couple of years ago.
Okay.
And it is a meta comedy special. You know, it is a character who is bombing the whole night.
So Tim's developed this stand-up character that's bad at comedy. That must have been tough.
Yeah, that's
Wow, how'd you pull that one off?
yeah, that's the oldest trick in the book. I'm terrible. I'm going to be terrible on purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, listen, I mean, obviously we've highlighted some guys who are really bad at comedy, so bad that it's good. Tom Myers. But if you want to play a Tom Myers character, I think you first have to be good at it. We've talked about this before with
Jim
noise bands.
Or Barry.
Chip Chipperson is a
Right. But,
Barry?
well, yeah, Chip Chipperson gets a pass because Jim Norton is hilarious and is one of the best guys off the cuff on the radio
right.
ever.
Yeah.
So Chip is a funny character. But I remember seeing noise bands where they're experimenting with the sounds their instruments could make. And I'm like, well, can you write a song first and then go ahead and experiment
Yeah,
with
prove
shit?
that you're good.
Yeah, I just think you suck. That's why you're
let
playing
you
in a
get
noise
away
band,
with
'cause
something.
I think you just suck. I think I just insulted my producer. That's not the point. So let's talk about why he decided to develop this character that's bad at comedy.
When I did it, the insiders like you and I, we might have a sense, sort of a spidey sense, if you will, about there being sort of an oversaturation of comedy in the world right now.
Yeah.
Especially in the stand-up format.
Yeah.
But that feels like your average Joe can relate to that.
There's too much good stand-up. I mean, I could have put together a great stand-up special, but there's so much of it already. It's oversaturated.
You know what I hate? Funny jokes.
Yeah. So many jokes I'm hearing these days are funny. And I'm like, well, what about the unfunny jokes? Who's filling that void?
I'm going against the grain here.
Yeah. So you just got to understand that he's paving his own way in life. All right. And I just have to play this because as I was checking this out, the very beginning of this show, Hollywood Handbook, this is off topic. We'll get back to Tim and office hours. But their version of improv is so bad. They yes and each other and get nowhere.
So, another all-nighter for me, and it was myself. I was not alone. I was in there in the mixing studio with Nick Elodian. And we were planning secret messages for children in the cartoons. Do you know about this, Hayes?
I've heard about this. Yeah, things about having kids like buy oil, like having them go buy gas.
But all positive stuff. All positive stuff for the economy.
Okay.
Like go buy gas. You know, like use more gas. I mean, it was mostly gas-based.
It is what I was saying. The same thing as that.
It's exactly what you're saying. Did I
Having to
disagree
buy
with you?
gasoline. Yeah.
Okay. You're saying it like it's the same, like as if I disagreed with you. I'm just wondering why you did that.
That's a show with a huge audience.
Was that a story about getting gas?
Well, the guy didn't know what to do. He goes, I'm planning these hidden messages in Nickelodeon shows. Yeah, I heard about that, where they're telling kids to buy oil? And the other assholes will be like, yup. Fuck me. When that happens, you just go, do you want to start over again? This isn't live. Let's just start over
Take
again.
2.
Yeah, it's fine. And no one will be upset with us. All right, Andy, I've been hogging the spotlight as usual. So, like it's my show or something. What did you pick up on?
All right. Well, I checked out the episode with Natasha Leggero and Moshe Kesher, who are a married couple that can't seem to make an appearance on a show without each other.
Okay.
They are codependent, you might say. But I hate to rewind to the beginning of the show with that annoying intro that they do.
Please.
But this one is kind of funny because Tim has to like look at Natasha and be like, "Shut the fuck up. We're starting the show."
Oh.
Clip 1.
Okay.
How should do his impression of
We're
Bob
live,
Dylan?
so quiet. Good morning, everybody. Uh-oh. I just stole it. Wholesale. I don't give a shit.
You what?
I stole your catchphrase, Doug. Get used to it.
What is it?
Good horning.
Can you believe it? We're back Thursday morning. It is July 20th. July 20th. That's right. July 20th, 2020. Rick?
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Guess who's back?
And it's, of course, we're in a heat wave, folks.
Can you believe that is something like the way to start? Say what you want about Tim.
Yeah.
He can be funny. Doug and Vic are ruining this show.
Oh, they're terrible.
What the fuck are you doing?
I have examples of that.
Stinger on top of Stinger
Yeah.
on top of a music bed with a guy trying to talk over it. It's impossible to listen to.
Vic also has a keyboard next to him. Vic's in his band.
Okay.
So he also will go back there and just start playing melodies and
Oh,
stuff.
my
While he's also
God.
hitting drops. While the other guy's hitting drops
Yeah.
and making bad jokes.
And
It's
silly
supposed to be
hats.
chaos.
Silly hats are apparently a thing. Give me a fucking break.
Now, I will say this, because I have to get this out of the way early enough. There are going to be things that I criticize that they're doing on purpose, and I can't tell if they are or not. So, for example, when he tells Natasha to shut the fuck up because the show is starting, maybe that's part of the quirkiness of the show.
No,
where he scolds people.
I have more examples of that too.
Right, okay.
But my argument for that is that there's a kernel of truth to anything that's. Well, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
I could go along with that. Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Okay, so my clip 2 here, Natasha invokes her kid right off the bat, which is never a great topic to start with.
No, what the fuck is wrong with mothers? No one cares about your kid but you. Not even the dad. Shut the fuck up.
The couple of the year.
Couple of the year. We were just, you
Congratulations for
Thanks
that.
so much.
It's like when our child got Scientist of the Day yesterday at camp.
Yep.
We are the couple of the year.
Scientists of the day. They have that award goes out every day.
Yep.
Did she prove that COVID is fake?
She brought that information to the kids, kind of, but they were receptive too. It's an anti-Fauci camp.
It's a concentration camp.
Yeah, that's right.
Ugh, fucking yes ending already. Oh,
Right.
Shit.
But I mean, when the first thing like her mind goes to is like her kid is top of mind all the time.
Right.
And it's the death of comedy.
Well, she wanted to.
There's so many examples.
She didn't want to brag, but she had to. She couldn't stop herself
I
from
know.
bragging. She's like, I'm a very proud mom today. My kid's at camp and they gave him some fucking ribbon for some bullshit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Every kid gets it at least
Yes.
once. Okay, well, clip 3, Doug fucks up the drop and he plays it and then fails to play like that. He's like, "Oh, go back to that. Let's hear that again."
Okay.
And he like can't seem to figure it out. I mean, all you're doing is making noise. Please just at least make the right noise.
Just hit a bunch of noises. It's fine.
Start doing
Is that okay to say?
2-minute podcasts.
That's me.
Yeah.
It's a Doug drop from the old days.
Let's hear it, Doug.
That's okay.
That's not me.
Wait, here we go.
Is that okay to say?
That's amazing.
I've been asking that question since the early
Think
days.
about
All right.
I know producer Chris makes an easy job look easy, but just fucking hit the right drop, Doug. You fucking loser.
Can I rip on Doug real quick?
Please.
I have an example because they do this fake sponsored ad read in the middle of the show. And I can tell that Doug wrote this. Because he is cheerleading it like a motherfucker. You'd think Jackie Martling used to laugh at his own jokes. Watch how Doug responds to this. And I have to say, listen to all the copy. None of it's funny. Mm-hmm. They're trying to shoehorn in as many jokes as possible. None of it makes sense. None of it's landing.
Yeah.
Are you sick of reading books that are rectangular and unspectacular? And do ebooks make you want to dive face first into a porcupine hamper? Well, now there's Book on a Stick, the breathtaking new way to read a book. Book on a Stick books are round, which is unique, and the paper they use is nice and heavy so it won't flutter, flap, or flop. Plus, you only need one hand to hold it so you can flip a page with a flick of the wrist. Use your free hand to hug a pug, lug a mug, or plug a spud. Choose from up to 7 books from 5 different authors. Join the tens of satisfied customers today and get a Book on a Stick, available exclusively at Cracker Barrel Express. My name is Tim.
All right, now watch Doug here.
My name is Tim, and I can't wait to hear this jingle.
I wanna read a book on a stick, 'cause I need to. I wanna read a book on a stick, 'cause I want to.
That's wonderful.
'Cause I want to.
'Cause I want to.
Don't read.
So there's even jingling of keys during an ad read.
My God.
Nonstop. Now, none of those jokes landed. But Doug was so proud of himself.
I have to wonder, is he maybe like a holdover? Because that's a very Tim and Eric awesome show.
All this stuff
type of thing.
I thought.
So
yeah.
is he like all left over from that? They're like, oh, I remember how Doug was killing it on that. Let's bring him onto the podcast and let him
Probably
keep making
because
dumb fucking ads.
Probably because they bring on these VIP guests. They have these people call in. Now, this is a call-in show.
Right.
So people call into the hotline. There's a phone number right up on there you can call into. Other people get a Zoom link or something. So these are VIP callers who have a Zoom link. And it turns out that they're just friends with these guys, is all this really is.
All right, now apparently we have some VIP guests in the waiting room.
Yes, our old pals, Jay Weingarten and Matthew Golden, I believe, is here too with him. Jay, are you there? Jay and Matthew?
Hello. Yes, it is Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And then, actually, I have 2 other special guests joining me, and they're Pierce Campion and Brian Fittiment.
All right.
Hi. Hello. Hi, Offstars community. Hi, Timmy. How are you?
Hey, good to see you. Friends of Jay, or how do we know you?
Yes. We're all friends. And
used to play volleyball with Doug.
I know Pierce.
Mm-hmm. And I know Vic from Bethlehem.
Yes. How's it going, Pierce?
All right. Well, we could have done this as a private chat, I suppose, but we are broadcasting live to a large audience.
One time.
Pierce, where were you an intern?
I was an intern at ABSA.
Oh, really? You were an intern for my company. Was I around those days during those days?
Okay. So they bring these guys on, and again, I don't know if it's shtick. I don't know if it matters because it's stupid. Because Tim's going, all right, so why do you guys have our direct line, or what's going on here? And the guy goes, well, I play volleyball with your one co-host. I'm friends with the other one. I worked for your company. And Tim, maybe he's acting, is like, oh, did we ever meet? Like, I think he felt stupid for a second there. He's like, I guess I should know who this guy is.
He doesn't look like he does.
He doesn't look like he does. He doesn't look like... I don't think this is a scripted show. So he's just kind of like...
it better not be.
Yeah, well, yeah, oh, shit.
Far be it for me to shit on somebody for somebody allowing their friends to be on their show.
Right.
I'm not going to take anybody to task.
It's fine. It's fine, but it's just odd to me that he goes, okay, who the fuck are you guys?
Yeah.
He's just like, well, I know all you guys.
At least maybe know who the people are.
That's kind of
we've met over and over. Yeah. Come on.
And then this is another example of, I think this is his shtick when he's yelling at the guys, but it's hard to tell.
I think. Yeah, we're all inspired by you heavily, you know. This is weird. You and other weirdos. Like,
Remember my note about Zoom drops during Zoom.
sorry.
Thank you.
This shit is weird.
So he tells him not to play drops during the Zoom while these guys are around. I don't know if that's a joke or what that is.
Awkward is still funny. It is.
Right. And actually, the reason why, and I'm going to let you get back to your clips first, Andy.
Sure.
But he does get very serious in the middle of the show before these guys come on, which kind of changed my whole understanding of what this show was, which is why I'm like, wait, is he really reprimanding them during the show? I can't tell. Because he does, and I will get into that. Sinead O'Connor passed away recently. We're all very upset about it, I know.
Yep.
Andy, what do you got?
Oh, okay. My clip 4, I labeled this this sums up this show for me. Tim starts out arguing with Moshe about a Bob Dylan concert. They saw 2 different versions of a Bob Dylan concert.
Okay.
And Tim loved it. Moshe didn't.
Okay.
So then they have to explain the format of the show to Natasha. She's like out to fucking lunch from the beginning.
Damn it.
It's live because we have listeners, viewers.
I should say, I used to like Natasha. Or what's her name?
Yeah, Natasha Leggero.
Leggero.
Yeah.
I actually used to like her and think she was funny, and she's lost me.
She's completely hit the wall.
Okay.
It's live because we have listeners, viewers who have the opportunity to call in.
Okay.
Natasha,
And
the podcast
speak live.
is called Office Hours Live.
Have you seen the Mr. Show sketch, the not a live, this is not live, don't call in sketch?
No.
Oh, okay. So you guys definitely know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
we don't know what we're talking
when it
about on
comes
any
to
level.
things.
I haven't heard the Bob Dylan album. I haven't seen that Mr. Show sketch. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yes, please. I mean, it's always a good idea to arrive having done zero prep for your appearance. Go pick up your kid. It's just like, you don't need to be here.
Right. And like I said, it doesn't look like they have a huge audience, but maybe they do. They did have They Might Be Giants on recently.
Yeah.
That's a cool guy.
I almost wanted to watch that, but I was like, I'm not going to want to shit on this.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, if I watch somebody do shit on They Might Be Giants, I like that. I like those guys.
Yeah.
You're just laughing and clapping.
Comes up a little here. Specifically here. They saw the Sparks. I don't know. Does anybody?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm not familiar with the Sparks.
Is blowing up recently. There's a doc out that is great. This is a band that's been around for decades. They just put out music all the time. They've been like a cult. They've had a cult following, but they're starting to like kind of catch on now and play big shows, which is neat because they have 1 billion songs.
Correct. So They Might Be Giants open for Sparks. So that's how that.
Would have thought the other way around, but okay.
that came up too.
That's
a lot of
cool.
people thought the same thing.
Interesting.
So they apparently Sparks play some song about pussy, and they're trying to like tee up professional comedian Natasha Leggero with like a fucking meatball punchline, and she's got nothing.
Oh no! Is this 5?
Yes.
No, balls.
Pussy, yes.
Balls.
There was a song called Pussy something,
Yeah, there was
right?
something, Pussy Diddles or something. Yeah.
Pussy Diddles.
Anyways.
Natasha, you have any thoughts on Pussy Diddles?
Pussy Doodles, Tim and Eric
I'm
also did a
impressed
sketch.
that band is still doing something, I guess.
Yes, and that's a pussy food. The comments are gonna go crazy because people are, you of all people don't like this band.
I was going to play a drop, but those fucking guys won't let me.
Funny you say that. That's exactly what I said. Thanks for ruining it with those inane drops, Vic and Doug. You
Well,
fucking
because they
idiot.
saw Natasha needed some help there.
Yeah.
Where they're like, Natasha, what do you think about that? She's like, I'm
Yeah.
just boring.
Yeah. Oh, they play that at my gynecologist all the time. Something.
Anything.
My chiropractor loves it. Wait, hold on a second. Let me rethink that. Gynecologist. All right. Speaking of shows and music, like I said, these guys are Tim's in a band with Vic, and they're talking about the show that they played the night before this. I guess it was Off the Hook.
And Marron. It was lit. That's all I can say.
The crowd was jumping up and down. We had if anybody knows who the very kind old man
Yes,
was.
I posted this on my Instagram. You can watch it. There was a kindly old gentleman. Almost looked like that Southern gentleman.
I was thinking he looked a little like Pat Robertson in the 80s.
He did look like Pat Robertson.
Yeah.
Did.
Red shirt. You can see it on my Instagram. If we can find him, I want to extend my gratitude and give him
the words to Hot Piss.
a hat.
Was not afraid to sing them.
Okay. So I looked at Tim's Instagram and found this video of the old man of the show, and it looks a little something like this. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because Tim goes, we got to figure out who this guy is. This old guy standing in front. And if that guy can get to the front, I'm just saying, that's not a great sign for the show, but I'm sure it was fun.
That guy fucked.
Sure, I'm sure. He's throwing elbows to get up to the front row. But the reason I brought this is because Tim goes, if we can figure out who this guy is, I want to know who this guy is. So I found it on the Instagram, and the second comment underneath this video is from Sam Elizabeth. Oh my God, Tim, that's my dad. For real, go look at my profile. Everyone I posted with him on Father's Day. I introduced Tim's music to him a few years ago, and he's gone to the LA shows with me ever since. I just showed this to him, and he laughed and said, wow,
I'm famous.
So not just kids are boring, parents are too.
But I thought that was so ridiculous. They're like, can you believe this guy's at this show? It's like, well, yeah, I guess.
That used to be a shtick on their show, though. They would have non-actor people come out and read like these monologues and be in bits, and they're terrible, and that's the joke.
Kids in the Hall did that too.
Yeah.
2 decades before they did that. But okay.
Before we get too far away from that, because the one that I watched, he was still promoting this show. So I watched an episode, then the show happens, then you saw this. So this is Tim promoting the show, and then Moshe and Natasha are like, oh, maybe we'll come to the show. What do you think?
Okay.
In clip 6.
All right.
You should have opened for him, though. I always think it's weird when people don't bring openers. It's kind of rude.
I'm not bringing an opener. Fuck you.
You're not bringing an opener?
I'm my opener.
What do you? Oh, you open with comedy?
Yeah.
And then you rock.
Two Tim's tour starts next week in Los Angeles. TimHeidecker.com/live. Today we're going to be giving away some tickets.
Ooh, where's your LA shows?
LA show.
LA show
is it's not on the books. It's a warm-up show at the Moroccan.
Where's the Moroccan? That's
downtown.
Fun.
It's like a rock club, but it's a small deal. It's sold out. Don't even worry about it.
Well, you can't get us in?
How many
You're
seats?
You're not
going to go. All right, props to Tim.
Yeah.
Props to Tim on that one. Because it's almost like a polite thing, like, oh, we'll go to that. It's like, no, it's fine. I'm good. I got this. Yeah. When relatives ask me about my podcast, I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine. If you want to Google it, you'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I'm not looking for you to appreciate it. It's fine. We're good.
I'll send you some clips.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. How do you feel about the C word being a punchline? Because it's a pretty good show. You're going to enjoy it. I have to play now something that kind of ties into that. Because this is a call-in show. We haven't played a lot of the call-ins yet. And the reason why I've never had a call-in show is because, and my buddy Drew Lane says this quite a bit, if your show is predicated on callers, your show's not very good. Because callers are callers for a reason. They're not hosts.
They're not funny and
They're
talented.
Not guests. Yeah. Right. They're callers. So I always thought call-in shows, unless you're Jim Rome, and Jim Rome trained his callers. He made it a point. You better have a take and not suck. Because if you can't pull that off, we're hanging up on you.
Yeah.
Only Sarah Silverman can pull this off with
Jesus
comedy gold.
The worst fucking callers in the world. But at least that's voicemails. This is live callers calling. But I'm not giving Sarah a pass. Sure. It's the worst thing. But they have callers calling in, and callers are always terrible. And I think this is a pretty good example of why you don't have callers call into the show and just take their calls on a whim.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to say something real quick. I didn't listen to the second half of the show last week, or was it last week with Natasha Leggero?
Yeah.
But she mentioned about Frank Zappa inventing the wah-wah pedal, and you guys dismissed it. Did you guys ever touch back on that?
We didn't dismiss it.
I looked it up. He did not.
We clarified it quickly. I think Matt,
version of one or something.
Matt immediately said that.
I didn't hear that part. But yeah, he was the first to record with the wah-wah.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Somebody had to be.
And he introduced Jimi Hendrix. He introduced Jimi Hendrix to the wah-wah for the first time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something.
Let's go.
I wonder how that happened. You know, like Zappa's like, Jimmy, I got this thing you got to see. You want to do lunch? Or like, how does he
introduce
your life?
Good one, Doug.
Lunch is hilarious.
I wonder how that happened. Well, they probably were backstage somewhere or at a rehearsal.
Yeah. Imagine two musicians talking about music.
Yeah. Could you go?
You believe it?
I've never talked to other guitarists about pedals they use. Oh, wait, no, I do every fucking day. Whether I want to or not.
Whether I want to or not, yeah. It's forced.
So if you want some context for that, in my clip 8 there, they're talking to Frank Zappa, and Natasha decides she's going to throw a grenade in the room, and every guy is just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
All right, I'm going to play this clip, but I just want to point out, they take a caller who just wants to correct something that happened on the previous show. Yeah, you guys are saying this, but actually it's that. And even Tim's just like, okay.
Did you ever touch back on that?
Whatever.
She was still wrong.
Whatever.
Here's a question. The thing he invented, that pedal, the wah-wah pedal, like how used is that? Is that something that every rock star uses now?
I don't know that
he invented wah-wah
Another
pedal?
question.
Women, I don't know, should be chiming in on things like guitar pedals.
He did not. Sparks, the band you don't like, they invented the keyboard, like the electric keyboard, like a Zappa band, people like that.
No, I thought that was Frank Zappa's big contribution.
He made the wah-wah pedal?
That's Jimi Hendrix's whole sound.
Oh, well, that wouldn't make sense then.
Yeah,
Am I right at all, Matt?
I think it's Jim Dunlop's wah-wah.
Well, exactly.
Right?
Why don't you get off my wife's back? They're very similar people.
Invention guitar. He invented something.
We'll look into that.
Yeah, if you type Frank Zappa, Mothers of Invention, you're going to get some results, Natasha.
He's also a fabulous mother.
And some fucking dildo calling in and saying, oh, Natasha's right. Frank Zappa informed Jimi Hendrix's whole sound. Are you sure about that, sir?
Well, no, what he said was he did invent it. He was the first one to record using it, which is maybe true, but either way, who could possibly give a fuck about this information that we're spewing? Yeah, Natasha's pretty stupid for thinking that she'd do something like about that. That's really dumb. So after this guy calls in with that correction, and Doug makes that hilarious joke about them getting lunch together and talking about wah-wah pedals, the caller then says this, and this is, again, why you don't take callers on the show.
Hey, Tim, I have a request real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, and I don't have tickets to your show right now because
Explain
I
that.
can't really afford it. I was wondering if I could get.
Oh.
I was wondering if I could get on your list for that show.
Yes.
Well, there's my
With the
first
plus
song.
one.
Thank God I'm a country boy.
What'd you say?
He wants a +1.
Yes, the
That's
answer
with
is
the
yes.
plus one with my wife.
Yes, you can get on the
What's
list.
your name and city
Tim,
again,
you're
sir?
sweet. It's Jose, and I'm in Birmingham, Alabama.
Do you have a last
You
name?
need to. Do you want to? Why don't you message Matt the last name if you
sorry.
want to remain
He's
anonymous?
on the hotline, so.
Oh.
No, it's fine. It's Rosales, Rosales.
Well, then someone's
you're
just going to
all
show up early and say, yeah, I'm Jose Rosales.
Oh,
plus
shit.
plus one.
Now what?
And then the real
We gotta-
Jose shows up and we go, no way, Jose.
We got a Spartacus situation.
All right, Doug's very proud of himself for that joke. And the brilliance here is someone tags that joke, the no way Jose joke that Doug just told.
No way.
Wait till you hear this tag.
Love you. Can't wait to see you next week.
Honesty is the best policy. Don't show up saying you're Jose. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
I mean, you can.
They'll say no way, Jose, if you try that.
Well, if you want to,
That's not even tagging it.
No,
that's
not.
Ray DeVitoing it.
No, he just Ray DeVito that guy's joke. He's like, hey, that's a good joke. Now I'm going to say it.
Now it's your turn.
Jose's just a prize pig. Hey, can I have a ticket for the show? Sure, all right. Can I have one for my wife, too? Sure, all right. Can I have Vic's hat?
Yeah, I know.
Look, I'm hanging up now.
Also, I love the fact they go, oh, all right, but now someone can just show up and say that they're you. Well, ask them for their ID. Yeah. This isn't that difficult to pull off, guys. Ask for a driver's license if that's what you want to do. So, anyway, that's why you don't have callers on, because they ask for free shit, and they're annoying, and they're not entertaining in any single fucking way. Now, this other caller, the first caller on the show, I guess that he calls in pretty regularly. He's a regular. And he just broke up with his long-term girlfriend. And so he asks for a good breakup song to listen to. And let the inside jokes begin. I will say, and it's something that I do work on. Who Are These Podcasts? We've been doing the show for a very long time now, since 2016. And lore builds and inside jokes happen and you start to make references that a new listener wouldn't understand, it has to happen. It's impossible not to. But I always try to explain what we're talking about, why we're talking about it, what's going on. These guys have gotten so far from that. Like, you listen to the show, like, you heard all those drops, all the chaos, you have no idea what's going on. I assume someone's been listening for years, might understand it, but this is just all inside jokes.
You guys, the Trinity, have any good breakup songs that you guys enjoy for some heartbreak?
Yeah, I do, actually.
My whole album, What the Broken Hearted Do, is all breakup songs.
This is my favorite.
You should listen to that
This one's my favorite.
Okay. What about this one? Hello, village idiot.
Jack, the idiot dunce.
Jack, the idiot dunce.
So it's just like repeating drops to each other, which we don't get voicemailers ever doing impressions of drops. We should start getting that going. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But you see what I'm saying, though? There's no way to make sense of any of this.
You just convinced me. This is actually a good show. If you get all the drops, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I just don't know what they're talking about.
I guess, if you say so. Well, actually, I'm going to prove you wrong. Because immediately after that, this happens, and this was funny. When did Austin Powers come out?
Oh, my God.
2002?
Yeah, it might even be
the first one?
99.
Yeah, 1999? All right. So that's when this was funny last.
No, don't listen to sad songs. Listen to this.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back. Chili's baby back. I want my baby back. Chili's baby back.
Oh, there he goes.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I can't fucking take it.
Outdoor Command Hook says 1997. Jesus. I don't know if that might have been the sequel. That might have been 2000. But either way, this hasn't been funny in 23 years. Yeah. And they're all losing their minds over it.
It wasn't funny then. Come on.
Agreed. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
No, I won't let you.
All right, thank you. That's why you're here. I appreciate that. There's no fact checking, but there is comedy checking on this show. Yes. There's some joke checking and a cup check here and there. Sometimes people show up to my house and not ready for it. The old cup check. I'm not gay. It's just something I do to make sure everyone's protected. Andy, what else do you have?
The way you drink beer says otherwise.
And the wood paneling.
Yeah. Look at the color of that pool table.
Oh, God.
All right.
Don't get me started. See, these are inside jokes, people.
Oh, my God.
You have to know about Stuttering John and Kevin Brennan.
And billiards.
All right. Lest we forget, Natasha has a kid. And
good. Let's talk
it
about
has
the
made her no longer funny.
Okay.
And she's going to prove it in this clip 7 here.
All right. I appreciate that.
I have a book. It's now out on paperback. It's called The World Deserves My Children. I brought a copy for everyone here. And
oh, my God. You have a book?
Now, do you love your child or not?
No, she does. You do, right?
I'm like obsessed with my child. In fact, I'm kind of annoyed because it really got rid of some of my ambition.
Wow. That says it all.
Yeah, right.
And even their sarcasm at her. They're like, yeah, are we going to talk about your kid all fucking day? Because your kid's not a celebrity. You are. We're trying to talk to you.
Apparently your sense of humor falls out with the placenta after you give birth to your kid. Because what the fuck's going on over here?
I'm sure she was hilarious before.
You know, honestly, I hate dog moms. But if she had a puppy on her lap, that would be way better than her talking about her fucking kid the whole time. If she was doing the puppy's voice and telling us about the dog's day,
be slightly better, yes.
Slightly better. Thank you for keeping me in check once again.
So, Tim and Carl, you guys actually have more in common than just being in bands together.
Okay.
And clip 9, we're going to learn a little bit about that.
Great.
And all the other thing I want to clear up is people accuse me of wearing makeup on this show. And it has to do with this lighting, this Wes IKEA lighting he's got going on here. And the camera settings, Wes.
That's a funny complaint brag. Like, the fucking comments, they say I'm slender, I'm my ideal weight, I'm glowing like I'm wearing.
Wait, I want one of those balls. I don't have any.
I know, I had that in my college dorm room. People say that I'm dying, that I have AIDS, that I have cancer. It's like, I'm telling you.
Oh, fingers crossed the rumors are true.
Holy shit. That clip, I just realized that they're in the studio with him.
Oh,
I thought they were calling in on a Zoom. I thought they were on their own couch at home calling in on a Zoom. And then she referenced the light source. And I went, oh, shit. That's how their show's set up for guests?
Yeah. They're sitting like...
He doesn't want to be anywhere near them.
Yeah, I guess not. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I've been accused of wearing makeup before because I'm so pretty.
Okay, clip 10.
All right, that wasn't that funny, asshole. God damn it. Getting roasted over here.
All right, clip 10. More commonalities between Tim and Carl. Two guys hanging around, ruining the show. At this point, they actually start doing our job for us.
Speaking of comments, but last week it brought out some people because of the They Might Be Giants, I believe. If you're a fan of They Might Be Giants, you might not be a fan of ours, but you tune in. Someone said, good grief, the sound effects has almost ruined this.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, that's not fair. Good grief, the sound effects almost ruined this. Trying desperately to ignore them so I can survive until the interview. They come in an hour, or they come in a little later and say, wow, it's really not getting any better. Why do you need two guys just being annoying and making the podcast unlistenable? Two professional show ruiners in the background. Nice work. Okay, I'm done being grumpy. I am still enjoying this, haha.
I gotta say, Magic Turtle 643, he's probably over 60.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's annoying to everyone.
Oh, right, yeah. Everyone's hating it.
Yeah. And I thought Natasha was laughing at her because she was thinking the same thing. When she was cracking up with that comment, she's going, yep, this fucking guy gets it. And then she tries to call him out. But no, that's a pretty good comment.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good assessment of things.
Definitely.
It's not a 5-star review. It's not one of those fun, tongue-in-cheek, shitting on you in the review type of things.
Well, I got one more.
Okay.
So in clip 12... this is what I was referring to earlier, where all of his like snarky jokes towards Natasha maybe aren't jokes, because she starts kind of like talking about, well, we should think about wrapping it up, maybe, right? And Tim's just like, you can get the fuck out of here.
No, she did not know what she was getting herself into, obviously.
We have, Matt. Anybody fun?
Oh, yes. Let's talk to...
Are we doing the right thing?
Good old Keaton.
What? Yeah, I mean, you're free to go.
Oh, wait, where'd Keaton?
I love it.
You're delightful.
Are we killing right now? Or are we bombing?
I think we could ease off the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, we're bombing?
No, I think it's
great.
Is this horrifying?
Wow.
Awkward.
Oh, boy.
Her question was, are we doing the right thing?
Are we doing the right thing? But it's a good question in that case. He goes, let's go to another caller. She's like, this has never worked out well.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Why are we still doing this? And actually, that brings me to a track that I have where Aaron calls into the show. And they're excited about this because Aaron's always great on the show. So Tim sets this up. He's like, oh, good. Aaron, we know it's going to be a dynamite question. It's going to be a great conversation.
Let's talk to Aaron. Aaron
again,
is
sunshine.
One of my new favorite callers. Aaron always has something nice to say. Take it away, Aaron.
Hello.
Hope you don't feel pressure.
I don't want to interrupt the silence.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Really looking forward to the tour. I have a quick, sort of silly baseball question for you, Tim.
Great.
Are you following the Dodgers this year?
I am. Yes, I wasn't dialed quite in early. It was a little hard because there's a bunch of new players, and now I'm watching most of the games. Trying to watch most of the games.
What do you think of Kike Hernandez coming back?
Oh, exciting! Exciting news. I love Kike. Who was the other guy? It was Kike and another guy that both got traded at the same time. They were kind of a duo.
Justin Turner, maybe?
No. He stayed on for years after. The guy that wore the pearls. Oh, Jock Peterson.
Oh.
Jock Peterson.
Thank you for your call. Dynamite. She wants to call about the Dodgers. She doesn't know anything about them. But that's an amazing call-in right there. Let's talk baseball about a specific team that most of the world either hates or doesn't care about.
Right.
All right. That'll be good. All right, so now that we've seen how goofy and silly and ridiculous this show is, this is the thing that I was taken aback by, because Sinead O'Connor recently passed away. And Tim brings up this whole incident everyone knows Sinead O'Connor for is tearing up the Pope's picture on SNL, on live television, and at the time, very controversial. Nowadays, people are like, fuck the Pope. Back then, for whatever reason, I still don't know why this was very controversial. People did not like it. So then, after like a month after that, Sinead O'Connor's performing at this Dylan tribute show. I think Dylan's there, but it's all these different artists getting together. And so she comes up and just gets booed. This is an arena. And they're just booing her, and they're not letting up. There's booing, booing, booing. And Tim's getting very choked up by this because he thinks Sinead O'Connor's doing the right thing, going against the Catholic Church. I did a little research on Tim. He did go to Catholic schools growing up. And, he's very much a socialist, Democrat, atheist guy now. And he's railing against all this stuff. So he's team Sinead. And he gets very upset.
We are hearing the boos of 5,000 to 7,000 future Trump voters right there. That's who's in that crowd.
Those are boo boomers.
Yeah.
Okay. So immediately he has to take it to Trump because he's got the Trump derangement syndrome. This is a show that just came out, and he's still worried about Trump for some reason. Like, these people don't like Sinead O'Connor back in the, 90s? Early 90s when this happened?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to vote for Trump someday. That's how bad they are. They're going to vote for Trump someday. I can't believe anyone would vote for Hillary Clinton, the most amazing candidate of all time. Fucking retards. They cannot get over it. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, Tim is very excited about the message Sinead has.
Everywhere is war.
Until there's no longer first class or second class citizens of any nation. Until the color of a man's
Boo, they're booing this.
is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. I've got to say war.
War!
Until the basic human rights
Yes.
are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race. I say war.
In that moment, Doug, she said, I don't know what that song is. Is that one of her songs? Is that like a
spot? I don't know.
It's a reggae dude. What?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's Bob Marley.
To be fair, it wasn't a great performance of it.
No, it wasn't.
I can't believe she's gone. She's getting booed based on the performance alone.
Well, she was coming out to sing a different song, and because she was getting booed so long, she made the keyboard player stop and started doing that. And people kept booing her. And Tim's going, I can't believe they're booing this. Well, they can't do anything about what she's complaining about.
Yeah.
None of the people in this arena who paid for a ticket to watch a live music act.
She starts telling the aristocrats.
Like, what are they supposed to do about this? There's nothing they can do. I'd be booing this too. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm here for a good time. And you're kind of harshing our buzz over here.
Yeah. What is he so upset about? Like, I'm sorry she passed away, but we're not celebrating her vast catalog of great songs. She had one fucking song.
And that she didn't write. But that's what Tim is saying here is how upset he is that she was doing this great thing, bringing this message, and people were not hearing it. They weren't listening to her. And you saw Chris Christopherson came out and whispered in her ear, like gave her some encouragement.
He's like, please don't sing.
But actually, he really did scold Vic at one point because Vic started playing a drop or something. He's just like, no, this is too important. He got real serious. It's like this really weird.
I remember when this concert came, it was like a pay-per-view event, but back before the internet was a thing, so it was a big deal.
Right.
And this was a fucking dead spot in an otherwise cool show.
Right. So
apparently it was Tim's favorite part.
It was Tim's favorite part. This changed the world for him. And so he wants to get to this one clip after she's done singing and people are booing her off the stage. Chris Christopherson comes back up and gives her a hug. And this is powerful stuff. And Tim wants to show this to us.
How fucking punk is this? I don't like punk music. Wait, that's it? No, there's a longer clip.
Oh, here he is.
This is the...
That's all I got.
No.
Wait, who's this, though?
You got to watch the full thing that I sent because Chris gives her a big hug.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Well, we can make that... You are not. We'll watch the hug in the second half of the show.
I can picture it. I get it. It's fine. Can we all get off our soapboxes now, Tim? Can we move on? Let's make it with the jiggling keys again, please, because that's a bit too much. All right, last clip I have. Now Tim has to make his two co-hosts agree with him on his political views.
All right. City of the day. Anyways, peace and love to Sinead O'Connor and her family. I think she's an absolute legend, a true hero for what she did. No kidding. All kidding aside. Do we agree? Consensus from the Trinity.
Agreed.
I agree.
Nothing compares to.
Give me a picture of the fucking Pope already. I'll rip that. I'll fucking wipe my ass with it.
Wow. Don't we agree, guys? Don't we agree on everything I just said? Producer Chris, you agree with everything I just said, right?
I certainly agree.
Trucker Andy, you agree with everything I just said?
I have to, yes.
Can you please clap? I think I have a drop for that.
Please clap.
All right.